are scientists waiting for? What more evidence? It is banned in the European Union. It is freely available in Kenya. The next one, and you can see, the next one is again Actaria, and its status is banned in European Union. What does it do to the body? Kidney failure. There have been so many people on dialysis today. And what are some of the causes? And we know, go to the next one. The other one, this is another one that is being used. And you see, it talks about cytogenicity. That is when the cells are subdividing the DNA at the DNA level. So this chemical affects, it also results in a lot of birth defects. Today you're having either women, very young women, who cannot give birth. In our time, we only needed to look at a boy and you were pregnant. Today it is such a struggle. A lot of the young women cannot give birth. And some of them are actually being born without a uterus. What are we doing as Kenyans, seriously? So these are chemicals and they are here and we have a government. So, and I know you as journalists, you cannot publish these names because you'll be sued by these companies. Go to the next one. But we as a community-based organization, we said no, let us name them as what they are. That's another one. So it is used for weeds. So a lot of the weed killers, a lot of these weed killers, they are banned in Europe and in North America. Here, we're using it. What does it do? Kidney failure. Go to the next one. So there's Daconil. That Daconil is being produced by Syngenta. Syngenta is supporting Agra. And what does it do? It is banned in the European Union. It is being produced in Europe and dumped here. What does it do? It damages the reproductive system. It causes cancer. It causes kidney damage. What evidence do we need? What more evidence? Go to the next one. There is a Roundup. How many people have now not heard of Roundup? This is the preferred go-to chemical for clearing weeds. Farmers are no longer buying labor to do clearing of the farms. We have farmers who are right next to the Auto Forest. The Auto Forest, for those who don't know, has the Athi Springs. It's the source of Magadi River. It has a lot of springs within the forest and outflows the Magadi River. Immediately the river flows out, all these chemicals are being pumped into the river. And that is why we said, if you're not talking to farmers, there is no conservation you're doing, they are killing us and they're killing themselves. And they use the Roundup right next to the river. And they're using Roundup in liberal amounts. So they are putting it, and it has been shown. There have been cases in the US, if you just Google Roundup cases, where there's the cancer of the lymph nodes. There was this man who used to do lawns. He used to clear, he used to beautify the grass of the lawns. And he used to use Roundup. And his dog got this cancer and died. Then he also got the cancer and died. So what did the man do? He sued Monsanto Bayer. And he won the case. But we in Kenya, we allow Roundup liberally to be used on our crops. Go to the next one. So that's Actara. You can see, I think we have covered Actara. Go to the next one, it's kidney failure. That's another one. So I'll give you these little booklets and find out, when you go to the village next, find out what is in your parents' store. What chemicals are they using? Because you will find all these chemicals. Go to the next one. Yeah, so restricted use. This is from, I think, Trigger Chemicals. They're weed control. It's a herbicide. There's a lot of herbicide use. Highly toxic, destructive to the nervous system. It results in birth defects, endocrine disruption, again, the hormones. Carcinogen, it is carcinogenic. Go to the next one. Okay, so what do? So we then say, so I personally wasn't even originally so convinced about organic. To be very honest, I was like, that's a Mzungu thing. But when I listened to the scientist who was presenting this information, this is somebody who did research with Root to Food and the Heinrich Böll Foundation and Kenya Organic Agriculture Network. So Google them, you will find these reports in the Kenya Organic Agriculture Network website. When I listened to this, we were having a workshop for the farmers at Sokomjinga, the two women you see there. So I actually made as a suggestion, why don't you bring the empty containers from these pesticides? As you talk to the farmers, you hold it up, then you ask them, do you know this chemical? They say, yes. What do you use it for? Potatoes. How many times do you spray? Oh, once a week, 2 times a week. One farmer actually told us that he sprays his potatoes so often that the salesperson of who sells him the chemicals alimwambia, sasa wewe unauzia tu watu sumu. The chemical use, there is no extension service. So who's the extension service for this lady? A lady in the village, it is her fellow lady in the village. So there's one lady, she had never used these chemicals, but one lady suggested to her that she can buy one to clear the grass that was growing near her house. So she went and bought this herb killer, weed killer, and came and cleared right around her house. And for the first time, she never nose bled in her whole life. She started nose bleeding. She was shocked. She didn't know what was causing it. These chemicals, there is no extension services. People are telling each other what chemicals I'm using. This one is killing it kills the two things quickly. And my mother grew up using a lot of chemicals because she'd been trained by the missionaries. In fact, I remember they used to call DDT, Tikweda Tohuyu. I don't want the worms. So I grew up just seeing lots of chemicals. Diazonone, you know, when you're a teenager and you have suicidal thoughts, I knew exactly how I would commit suicide because I knew there is this chemical that is very effective at killing, you know, all sorts of things, life forms. And you wonder why in Kiambu County, the levels of suicides are very high because of so much readily available farm pesticides that are highly dangerous. So, to be very honest, we support these organic farmers. We've helped them establish the Kikuyu Organic Farmers Market. We also work with the Kiserian Organic Farmers Market. And I'm going to tell you about a young lady called Sylvia Miolo Kuria. She's from Western, married into a family in Limuru. She aggregates smallholder farmers produce from all over the country and brings it to, we are actually right now hosting her. So she brings it and packages it and it's being bought even online through Green Spoon. So there are people trying, but there's no government support to them. We as a society don't support them. Even if you have some land that you're not using, why not find a way to assist a farmer who can grow organic, healthy food and help add to the market? So, I don't know, that's why my last point, we need to do a lot of advocacy, but at some point, we also need to question ourselves. Agra is not going to save us. I'm sorry. We have to save ourselves. Because the same people pushing these drugs are the same people saying they're supporting. It's like a drug dealer telling you he'll be feeding you. And we believe him. So let's go to the last one. I think that's the last one. Yeah, so that's the last one. So my message on the ground, mambo iko tofauti. There's no extension service. There's chemicals being used. This is only a small list and they are approved by government. Yet they are banned in Europe. What are they doing to us? Sawa sawa. Thank you.
Asante sana Violet. Makofi kwa Violet. Thank you for that. That's the outside take. It's up to us to make our own decisions.
Yeah.
We are having both sides of the coin. So, for as journalists, we like to get all sorts of information. So we have to. It's for us then to make our judgment. So as we are finalizing, so I'll call upon Maggie to just say a few words, and probably she might want to have her own insight.